Good evening, everyone.
Good evening to you.
How are you today?
You're fine.
I'm up country. Let me hope I'm loud and clear.
Yes, sir.
We are here for a brief introduction about financial management, CPA Paper 8. And my catchword is, this is a fresh approach. And together we can always make it. My name is Geofrey Karubanga. I'm a statistician by profession and a certified public accountant. And I've been operating at MAT Abacus as a consultant since 2018, though I completed the CPA in 2020. I've worked for a number of organizations, including Catholic Relief Services, CRS, EU/Government of Uganda projects, UNDP/Government of Uganda projects, and I finally settled at Deloitte and Touche. But currently I'm in a private practice. That is the brief background I could give you about myself. And today's agenda, I've already done the introduction. I will not give you chance to introduce yourself, but possibly we could give you the first 5, the first 10. Then I will start with general tips, look at the syllabus, talk about the learning outcomes. I will also talk about approach to a case study. I will come up with the recommendations, and thereafter I will conclude. But before we go home, I will have a simulation to take you through. So I've already introduced myself as a way of waiting for others to join. We shouldn't go beyond 60 minutes or 90. Can we give the first 10 chance to introduce themselves? So who can start? Unmute and introduce yourself, who you are. We continue. Awera Going, can you introduce yourself? Anybody to introduce himself or herself?
Hello, everyone.
Yes.
Good evening and Happy New Year. I'm called Esther Agwang. I registered also for this introduction paper 8, which I intend to do. Thank you.
Next.
Yes, good evening, Karubanga.
Yes.
Godwin Awera is my name. I'm watching and listening from Bushenyi.
Thank you. How is Bushenyi?
Bushenyi is good.
Okay, so we are getting to know that network is clear there. Next.
I'm Nakumba Victoria. Good evening, everyone, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year too. Next. We are simply testing the mic. Introduce yourself. Christine Nantongo, introduce yourself. Caroline Nakiyinji, introduce yourself. Any other person to introduce himself or herself?
Yes.
Go ahead. Yes.
My name is Deng Longar. I'm attending this meeting in Juba, South Sudan.
How is
I will be
Juba?
one. Juba is okay.
Reception, the internet is okay?
Very, very okay.
So you will be attending online, no problem. Next.
Yes.
My name is Foni Gloria, attending from Mukono. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. How is Mukono?
Mukono is fine.
Internet is okay?
Yes.
Next. Jovia Nakalema, introduce yourself. Agaba, introduce yourself. Another person to introduce himself. Josephine Aseru, introduce yourself.
Hello, good afternoon, Professor. Good evening.
Good evening, Agaba. Louder. Where are you?
My name is Gava Halod. I'm listening in from Kampala.
Okay, how is Kampala today?
Today it's good. It's okay.
All right. I'm communicating from Masindi. We're trying to see if internet is okay. Another person, Brenda Nabatanzi, introduce yourself. All right. Another person. So we have done some mini introductions. Like I've indicated. We are here for about an hour. Once again, my name is Geofrey Karubanga, a certified public accountant, CPA Uganda. I will be the one taking you through financial management. Starting today up to end of April, such that you are able to attempt your paper in May. Since June 2022, we have been having a prize winner in financial management with the highest mark ever recorded being 90%. And this sitting of December 2025, the prize winner got 81%. So we are done with the introductions. So we are starting straight away with general tips. We are saying you need to set your personalized target to manage the course. Financial management paper looks to be easier. It is only in this December 2024 where we recorded the highest pass rate of 50%, about 48%. It is always lower, but the paper is not complicated. We are saying you need to give yourself enough time to study. And I would call for 2 hours per day. Simply note it should be 2 hours per day per paper. But since I will be taking you in financial management, you will need to give this paper 2 hours every day. You need to create a study plan and always consider your reading environment, whether it is conducive enough for you to do reading. We don't want an environment that is not good. And more so, it is always important you organize your study materials. Some of you reach the time of attending the exam or attempting the paper with missing study materials. At MAT Abacus, we shall give you study materials, and you will need to pick your study material from the reception. Those are administrators. The materials are there. Once you register, you must be able to pick your study materials. Do not look for any other study material from anywhere. What we give you, I still believe is enough. You can back it up with past papers and their marking guidelines. You need to have an effective study group. I've seen people discuss online, whether you're in Juba or Bushen, you can form your study group. And always use active learning techniques. You need to be participatory. We shall also try to be participatory while we are presenting, such that we try to bring everyone on board. But more so, you need to use effective learning techniques that will help you to manage this paper and pass it the first time. But we are also advising that you need to do effective reading using the SQ3R model. There are very many models across the globe, but I believe the SQ3R model is ideal for you. And therefore, what is the SQ3R model of effective reading? First of all, S stands for survey, or you need to scan what you are going to read. Q is questions that are likely to come. In the process of surveying what you're going to read, if you're going to read about governance, then you need to ask yourself what questions are likely to come from such a topic. Then the 3R is all about read, and you have to read and read your study materials. In the process of reading and reading, you need to recite. So you have to read and read and read, but more so, you also need to recite what you have read. And finally, you have to review what you read. If you follow this model and use it for every topic or subtopic, by scanning what you're going to read, it will always help you. It has been tested and we found it working. But more so, always believe in yourself. And you need to take responsibility for your own learning. Nobody will push you. This is a professional course. And hence you need to take responsibility for your own learning. But also you need to recognize that failure is an opportunity to begin afresh. You need to recognize that failure is an opportunity to begin afresh and more intelligently. So when you fail, we are encouraging everyone, especially those who lost the paper, those colleagues of yours, tell them to come back to class, because we recognize the fact that failure is an opportunity to begin afresh. As you begin afresh, you do it more intelligently. As you continue with this paper or this course, you will be stressed. You will be stressed at home. You will be stressed by the tutors. You will be stressed by the reading environment. But also you will be stressed by your home where you stay, or you'll be stressed in your home by your children or any other. And therefore we are saying invest in stress management. But above all, make sure you cover the whole syllabus. You need to cover the whole syllabus. I, for one, I will cover the whole syllabus because it is my legal responsibility. I've been hired by MAT Abacus to deliver this course to you. Therefore, there is a contract between me and MAT to make sure I deliver this course to you. And I will do that. How is your syllabus looking like? Your syllabus, it has study areas A up to K. There is an introduction. Area B is finance function and environment. C is essential concepts and tools of finance. D is all about capital investment appraisals. E is financial markets. F is Islamic financing. G is working capital management. H is international trade and finance. I is financial analysis and control. J, we look at sources of long-term finance and the cost of capital. And then K is corporate restructuring. This is a summary of a detailed syllabus, but you need to note those areas I've highlighted in red. These are typically new in this new syllabus, which started in 2023. Islamic finance was previously not included. International trade and finance was not there. And the corporate restructuring was actually not available. If you look at today's world, these are areas you don't avoid. Almost everyone in Chikubo is trading internationally. Most SMEs are going beyond the boundaries of country Uganda to look for finance internationally. But the other source of financing is Islamic financing. These are new approaches across the globe. We need to understand them. After COVID-19, the only way of surviving is to restructure companies as a way of improving performance and redirecting the business, and hence the topic corporate restructuring. These are new topics that you need to take care of very well because they will not miss. They are not complicated. They are simply new areas. But also under financial markets, it's an area, it's a trend that is taking place in Uganda. We need to understand these things called, for instance, unit trusts, bonds, equity, etc. The securities market, and under financial markets, we shall also need to learn and understand about bitcoins, cryptocurrency, insurance, and many others, because these areas were not in the old syllabus. So they are being emphasized and put forward in this new syllabus. Ladies and gentlemen, am I still loud and clear?
Yes, you are.
So far, so good?
Yes.
All right, we continue. I'm further calling upon you to refer to the detailed syllabus as provided. Whenever you register with ISPA, this syllabus is available. But more so, a soft copy is also available on the internet. So your homework number 1 is to look at the syllabus. In my case, I have given you a summary of major topics, but the syllabus will provide what exactly will be covered. But more so, I will also provide you a workbook. The workbook has been presented by myself, and it is always updated depending on the need. So once you receive your workbook, the whole syllabus is covered in that workbook. Therefore, I call upon yourselves to make sure by next week you either have the workbook or the syllabus, but the workbook is better because I use the workbook to teach. So if you don't have that workbook, you will find it a challenge. While people were introducing themselves, someone indicated that is from Bushenyi. Make sure you talk to the administrators to put your copy on the bus. It will find you in Bushenyi. The gentleman from Juba, just talk to the administrators. They will put it on the bus. Those are the Juba buses. The book will be able to arrive such that by end of next week or by end of January, everybody must be having a copy of the workbook. Ladies and gentlemen, you're going to find it hard and challenging if you don't receive my workbook on time. Whatever I do is in that workbook. Do not look for notes elsewhere. The notes must be backed up. The workbook must be backed up by the question bank. Therefore, I'm commanding you with immediate effect, use this weekend to download your past papers. As you download your past papers, you also download the answers, the solutions to those past papers. It is important you pick all past papers, at least from 2020 to date, with their solutions. Now, the syllabus gave us some learning outcomes. When this syllabus was presented to us, we were given, or learning outcomes were identified. The learning outcomes expected out of each topic. And I'm saying this is the most neglected area by students or by other tutors. Emphasis is not put on the learning outcomes. And so long as the learning outcomes are not emphasized, you will go to the exam, you will not understand exactly what you're going to be examined on. And therefore, it is important you pay attention to the learning outcomes. The learning outcome 1, the examiner or ISPA expects you to explain the finance function and the environment within which it operates. There is a typo, but that word is within which it operates. So that is a learning outcome. So if I'm reading my introduction in the workbook, I will be able to introduce you to the finance function, and you're being told outcome number 1, you need to explain the finance function and the environment within which it operates. When we meet next week on Friday, I will be able to cover that. But then there are outcome areas. There is K, there is C, there is A, there is AN, there is S, there is E. These are learning outcomes as provided by ISPA. That actually, learning outcome number 1, explain the finance function and the environment within which it operates. The outcome there is C. So what does C mean? Shortly, we're going to see that. Outcome number 2, you're supposed to explain the roles of financial manager or finance manager. So you can see outcome 1, you're supposed to know and explain the finance function and in the environment in which it operates. And then in outcome 2, explain the roles of the finance manager. Most of you and almost all of you, according to this paper, we shall be looking at you as financial managers. Outcome, and that is outcome C, where I've put an X. Outcome 3, you're supposed to explain the major theoretical concepts and the tools of finance. You will need to understand these major concepts and the tools of finance. If you don't understand them early, you may not proceed with ease. And that is learning outcome C. We haven't known what does K mean, what does C mean. Outcome 4, you're supposed to apply capital investment appraisal techniques. The point there is to apply capital investment appraisal techniques. And that is outcome A. Number 5, you're supposed to demonstrate understanding of the operations of financial and securities markets. Still, that is outcome A. And then 6, apply basic concepts of finance. Is still outcome A. 7, compute the entity's cost of capital and demonstrate its relevance to decision making. Incidentally, this is outcome C. And then 8, explain the nature and scope of working capital management, which is outcome C. 9, apply investment returns from competing projects and make recommendations. That is A, outcome A. You're supposed to perform financial analysis. Still, that is outcome A. We have 2 that are flowing over, but we shall continue. So we need to understand, what does K mean as an outcome? C, what does it mean? So you can see your syllabus, your outcomes are between C and A. Between C and A. And therefore, what do they want? What do they mean? Learning outcomes explained. K, it means knowledge level. Can you recall or recognize what you have read? The doing verb here, questions will be like define, identify, describe, or state, to mention but a few. Learning outcome C is comprehension level. This is all about understanding. Did you read and internalize what you read? The verb or the doing verb here is articulate, explain, demonstrate, classify, contrast, interpret, etc. Learning outcome A is all about application level. What do we mean by application level? Can you use the information provided to you? What is the doing verb? How do the questions come? You may say apply, calculate, illustrate, manipulate, solve, etc. AN is analysis, where you break down materials you read into something useful. And the doing verb is appraise, compare, differentiate, organize, etc. Then we have got learning outcome S and learning outcome E. I have restricted myself on KC because when you look at the learning outcomes, you're between C and A. These others will be covered. These will be covered a little bit in another when you reach advanced level. So it is important you know what the examiner wants. It is important you know these learning outcomes. Once we complete each topic, are you able to explain the roles of financial manager? These are well presented in the workbook that we're going to give you. In the agenda for today, I want to talk about briefly how you approach a case study. And we need to pay special focus to question 1, which takes 40 marks. The other case studies at level 2, especially in FM, the case studies are brief and short, sounding more of introduction, but case study 1, question 1 is always a little bit rich and detailed, and most of your solutions will be picked from that case study. And therefore, we need to pick it from the beginning on how we can approach that question. It is always important you understand the approach. You understand the task. What is the case study all about? Understand the case. Identify the many problems. The case will present you some problems, and with you, the examiner will be interested in you presenting some solutions. Analyze the problems. If there are several problems, analyze those problems such that we are able to develop and evaluate solutions. And at the end of the day, you'll be able to make recommendations. It looks short, but very rich. And therefore, you need to pay attention. That case study 1. Most of you are coming from level 1. And since you are coming from level 1, the questions in level 1 were not actually scenario-based, but now you're moving into level 2, where you'll be able to pick scenario-based questions. And it is important you understand the case and identify the main problems in that case, proceed to analyze the problems, and once the problems are identified, then you develop and evaluate solutions. When that is done, you make recommendations. What are the key pitfalls to avoid as you come into MAT Abacus, especially when you come to attend financial management? You must have heard reports that that gentleman delivers the paper so well, and more so, the prize winners come from his class. Please, you will not pass if you are sporting, and hence avoid sporting. 2, there is no cramming at professional level. You need to understand what you're studying. The other pitfall is failure to cover the syllabus. We have started this January, you're putting the whole attention to next week and the days that follow, and January will disappear like that. Failure to dedicate enough time for revision. Most of you exams start on Wednesday, you leave work on Monday, and you have not been reading. It is important you give yourself enough time for revision. Failure to find out why one failed and the solution is thought. Some people prefer to complain about lecturers or tutors, and therefore they fail to understand why they have failed. Once you understand why you lost the paper, then the solution will be got. Joining effective discussion groups. It is important you join effective discussion groups. Some groups are not good at all. They are like parasites. or in your language, they are like liabilities. It is important you join groups that will help you as you participate. The other pitfall to avoid is failure to know learning outcomes of the subject. I've already presented to you learning outcomes of this course. Those learning outcomes, pay attention to them. The other is failure to know the principles on which that subject is based. Failure or refusal to attend lecture classes. Some of you have already seen sending in messages that you are unable to attend today, and therefore you will be looking for a recording. A recording will be available, but you also need to repent and listen to the recording on time. Some of you are still using old or outdated reading materials. Please note, in my paper, Financial Management, I will be able to provide you a workbook that covers the whole syllabus. The workbook must be used as provided to you. Do not waste time looking for other reading materials. You will only back it up by getting past papers and enrich your understanding by looking at the marking guide. Because in some, especially theoretical areas, the examiner has been thorough. Ladies and gentlemen, these are key pitfalls to avoid. They will help you in capturing this paper. Am I still loud and clear?
Yes.
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 Great.
Yes, you are.
What I recommend, I'm about to conclude. This is financial management. We don't fight. No fighting, no quarreling. The other is, what recommendations do I make? One of them is to avoid expecting miracles. Some of you pray from Naguru, you don't know, for Naro or whatever. You expect that miracles will fall. This is a professional paper. Those miracles will not. Don't expect those miracles, whether Jesus is coming or not. Just avoid that. Those things don't work in professional papers. Those miracles work in other things. The other day, someone who gives miracles either in Kenya, he had to go to some other country in America to operate his knee. Yet here in Kenya, he was actually providing miracles and healing the sick. But with him, he had to fly out. So avoid expecting miracles. Miracles do not happen in this financial management. Avoid expecting favors from the examiners and ISPA. Some of you think examiners are your relatives or you know them. This is a professional paper. No favors. You'll die yourself. ISPA will never help you. Stop blaming anybody when you fail. Find out why and start afresh. When you fail, it is an opportunity to start afresh and more intelligently. Some of you, you want to give up at an early stage. Where will you go? Don't behave like these people who say that Uganda, you will join the new Uganda. There is no new Uganda. It is going to remain Uganda with the capital city Kampala. So long as the capital city remains Kampala, there is no new Uganda. And so long as the paper remains financial management, there is no new financial management. That is the paper. Find out why you lost it. There is a need for mindset change. There is a total difference between academic and professional studies. Some of you come with good grades from the academic institutions, Makerere, Nkumba University, KIU, etc. Those ones don't bring to us. Even us, we have them. We have them, but we had to continue and do professional studies. And therefore, professional studies are totally different from academic studies. For example, under academic studies, you are given coursework, 20 marks, tests, 20 marks. You go into an exam when you already have 40. So you're looking for about 20 to pass. But here you're going to enter the exam with 0%. And whatever you score out is what you get. But above all, it is important you attend all lectures and sessions. You could attend a lecture but miss some sessions in between. Please, it is important you attend all lectures and sessions. Do your coursework. This is where we have had trouble. We give you coursework or what you call homework. We give you tests. You people don't do your coursework. You people don't do tests. If you don't do coursework and tests, how will I know how you present? How will I arrest your problems? The only thing that I cannot change when you do coursework or tests is your handwriting. But I can talk to it and you improve. But more so, we introduced mock exams. Out of 200 students who will attend this paper at MAT Abacus, you find only 10 or 20 are doing mock exams. Now, if you don't test yourself early with the pretense that you will die once in the exam, please know you can't die once and you resurrect. That was Jesus. In this case, you will not. So please take note. Use up-to-date reading materials. I'm going to give you the workbook. It is up to date. If there is something new that is missing, I will be able to bring it in class. Ladies and gentlemen, am I still loud and clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, you are.
Yes, sir.
I could be loud and clear. Am I making sense to you?
Yes, sir, you're making sense.
Mark those points that I'm putting in red. Conclusion. We're about to conclude, or we are concluding now. You need to start by believing that you can do it. Whether you're in Juba, whether Rakamachera or Machawa is chasing you, or Salva Kiir, or whether it is Uhuru Kenyatta in Kenya causing problems, believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself that you can do it, you will never commit yourself to do it. So believe in yourself. Whether you're called Esther or Gwang, or you are called Agaba and you are near State House, those things don't work. There's no State House in financial management. You need to start reading early enough all your reading materials, and towards the exam, then you'll do effective revision. You do effective revision if you have been reading early enough, but not reading towards the exam. You need to read early enough such that towards the exam, you do effective revision. It is always advisable to practice past paper questions so that you can get a feel of the style and format. I'm mentioning this point now. Some of you are going to drop that point. But if you're wise, you need to get the past papers as advised earlier. And we are saying a hard worker can defeat even the most talented. A hard worker can defeat even the most talented. These things are also in the Bible. You should also know failure is glorious. And you should also know life begins when fear stops. Some of you came in fearing the paper is hard. But the people who are teaching you, or the person who is going to teach you the paper, also attempted it. I attempted the paper in May 2018. So the paper is not hard. It is those who come with lugezi thinking they know it, or they are near State House, or they are about to join State House. They begin thinking that this thing is doable. But lastly, there is that bullet, which is saying that, remember, a cow does not give milk. Can someone explain to us what that sentence means? A cow does not give milk. When I tell you a cow does not give milk, what comes into play? Can someone explain? When we say a cow does not give milk, can someone explain to us what that one means? Who is taking it on? Andrew Mitala, you want to try? Awera Godwin, you want to try? When we say a cow does not give milk, we want to end in the next 10 minutes. Who can explain to us when I say a cow does not give milk? Biona Abie Christine, you want to try? The gentleman from Juba.
Can I try, Professor?
Yes, try.
A cow does not give milk. First of all, it just produces it. So this means, as students, participants, we have to work hard in order to earn the success. We have to put in
With you have
effort,
already
extra
passed.
effort.
That is the meaning. You need to work hard in order to pass. That is a very good trial. Any other person? Remember, a cow does not give milk. He has explained it very well. Any other person?
Yes.
Mm.
Do not expect results without putting efforts.
Wonderful, wonderful. You are a true daughter of your father. Very good, very good. Where is? Christine Nantongo? A cow does not give milk. Another last person? Any other person? All right. You have explained it well. A cow does not give milk. I also came up with a write-up that actually wake up in the morning. What you do, you need to wake up in the morning to go and milk the cow. Meaning that there is more effort needed. So a cow does not give milk. It basically needs, you need to put in your own effort. You cannot expect results when you have not worked for it. Someone was posting something in the chat. Let me see. Yes, success comes with hard work. Wonderful, wonderful. You have to do the milking to get the milk. Wonderful. Therefore, do not come and expect miracles. You have to work for. So as we conclude, I also came up with some few simulations that will help you during the weekend. In other words, you must get serious from today. Simulation 1, it is important you look at this table. I have tried to pick question 1, question 2, question 3, support to have their question 4, then question 5. But when you look at the exam of May 2025, in question 1, what syllabus area was covered? If you look at August 2025, question 1, what syllabus area was examined? And when you look at question 1, December 2025, what syllabus area was covered? So if you come up with this template and analyze all the 5 questions, I have tried to look at question 1, August 2025. The question wanted you compute the weighted average cost of capital using market values. It also required to do NPV of 2 projects which have different lifespans using the equivalent annual benefit. They also wanted you talk about, you give procedures for cross-listing. And also they wanted you explain the differences between the decentralized and centralized treasury functions. That was the question taking 40 marks. Now what is surprising is what came in December 2025. Question 1 required NPV of 2 machines. Something is missing here. NPV of 2 machines with the different lifespans using the equivalent annual benefit. Now, if you look at this in red, vis-a-vis this in blue, this is the same topic. This is the same topic. When I'm teaching the equivalent annual benefit, it is at the same time I'm teaching the equivalent annual cost. So when you do this, you're able to tell the examiner which area is likely to examine in question 1 in May 2026. December 2025, you can see was talking about the cost of a convertible bond. There is what we call TAP. Shall be able to learn these words. They wanted the merits of a rights issue and the components of Islamic finance. So I'm giving you this template. If you can pick it now, you go and analyze May 2025, August 2025, August 2020, December 2025, in order to tell what was in question 1, what did the examine? Question 2, what did the examine? Question 3, question 4, question 5. Can you take a screenshot of that before I move to the last? Any questions? Is it clear? Is this making sense? Can someone say something funny?
Yes, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
When you talked about that we are failing to understand the principle of the subject. For example, in financial management, what are the principles that we need to understand before we start off?
When I'm giving the introduction on financial management, that the syllabus area A is about introduction to this paper, and I usually talk about overall the function of finance manager, the finance function. It is from that angle you'll be able to know the overall principle upon which this paper rests. But above all, this is a finance function. You're supposed to raise finances for the company and for proper investment. But at the end of the day, when you do the investment, you expect returns. Once you have that, then you shall be able to coin the paper very well with that overall principle. That you are going to raise money for this company for proper investment. And once you do proper investment, then the shareholders are assured of a return out of their investment. That is an overall principle that we need to understand. Other things we add on to complete the syllabus is all about building a full package in order to manage the finance function. So that will be the first topic we shall be able to talk about when we meet again. Any other question? We are concluding. We are concluding. Now,
Professor,
simulation 2. Someone is asking a question. I'm in a
yes,
public place, that's why I want to close early. Yes?
you mentioned you advised us to do 2 hours per paper per day.
Yes.
What
Yes.
advice do you have for someone who is doing 3 papers?
It's okay. I used to do 4 papers. You only make a timetable, wake up at 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. With you want to sleep, you want to watch Arsenal until midnight, then you wake up at 7, yet you should go and work. Sleep early, sleep by 10 or 11, such that by 4 you wake up and read. If you can't wake up at 4 a.m. to read, go and you will doze from the place of work. I have never seen statistics that shows that someone was fired because of dozing at place of work. So wake up at 4 a.m. and read. Have I answered you, sir?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Next question. Simulation 2. Pick a pen, or for those who have smartphones, take a screenshot and share on our group. Simulation 2.
Yes, sir. I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. My question is, do we have evenings and on weekends, or just only one program?
It is one program. It is one program. That program runs on Friday. But I might
Only
put
one,
in classes. It
one
is
is in
one
a week.
program. There is no class on the weekend, which is special. If it appears on a weekend, we are only getting that time, but it's only one program every Friday. But you may find I'm doing a class either on a Tuesday just to catch up. So pay attention pay attention to the timetable. I don't have 2 groups. I have only one group.
Okay. Thank you.
Next question, as you get more questions, simulation 2, the examiner will also ask you to write a memo or a report in question 1 of your paper. So therefore, homework 1, you're going to present your work after 1 week. Today is Friday. I expect your work on Friday. We are meeting on Friday at 6. What is the homework? You are required to write a memo to the Managing Director of Global Enterprises explaining the functions of finance manager, treasurer, and the treasury. Full stop. I need a memo. And it must be handwritten. If you are in Juba, handwrite, scan your work and send me a PDF. The PDF can be received on email. It can be received on WhatsApp. Is this homework understood? If you have a question, ask now. Otherwise, I'm concluding.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Yes, if there is any WhatsApp group for this particular unit, please share for the number so that we can join, or we request to
Yes,
join.
that I don't have the number, but you if you have my number, you'll drop. You'll send me WhatsApp, then I send you the person to contact. But learn the right words to use. These words of this particular word are learn the financial management language. It's not a unit, it is a paper known as financial management. Banang learn the right words for this paper, not this particular or this unit. It is financial management. Have you heard?
Yes, thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful. Any other question? Any other question? Can someone promise that you're going to hand in this homework next week? And it will help you to learn how to write a memo. You are required to write a memo. Yes?
I promise I will submit.
Wonderful. Any other person?
If sent by bus, are you able to pick it?
No, you scan. Don't behave like someone who is not doing a professional paper. Now, why do you send by bus? Honestly, in this world of technology, you can send by bus if internet is not available next week. Hey, CPA, send by bus. You will scan it, madam, and put it on my email or on my WhatsApp. Don't put it on the bus. Have I answered you very well?
Yes, sir.
But now.
Mm.
Another
Kindly
question?
share the email address.
Yes, I'm going to share.
Mm.
Now, nobody
Is
is
it
asking
okay to
me.
send before Friday?
Certainly, yes, I will be very happy. Even tomorrow.
Okay.
But
Okay,
how do we
sir.
write? How do we write a memo? Pay attention. How do we write a memo? Pay attention. How to write a memo? Pay attention. Pick a pen and paper. How to write a memo or a report. The examiner will require you to write a memo or a report, especially question 1 that takes 40 marks. The examiner will require you to write a memo or a report. How does it? I will never repeat this. In brief, me, I've started. This is how we write a memo. Example. The heading is a template on report stroke memo writing. The case could be as a senior financial advisor to the managing director of Kenyara Sugar Limited. Prepare a report on the effects of COVID. Wait a minute. Prepare a report, stroke, or a memo on the effects of COVID-19 to the financial performance of the company. Now, if you are writing a report, pay attention. You start with the title. The title should come from the case. So in this case, the title will be The Effects of COVID-19 to the Financial Performance of Kinyara Sugar Limited. You address it to the managing director. From who? The question here tells us that you are a senior financial advisor. Date, I have put the exam date. In other, you put the date when you are sitting the exam. In the exam, don't write the word exam date. That day you will know which date it is. Then you start with the introduction, give a brief introduction, like one paragraph. Proceed to answer question 1A. Proceed to answer question 1B. If there is 1C, also proceed and answer 1C. Remember to conclude. But never, do not sign the report, please. The day you sign it, you will be disqualified. If question 1 or any question had some calculations, they will appear as workings or appendices. And therefore, we shall need to know, you need to label them. Either working number 1, working number 2, etc. That's how a brief report will look like for this exam. If it is a memo, we don't start with the title. You will start straight away and address to the managing director, from senior financial advisor. Date, like I've said, the exam date. Now you can see what appeared as a title in the report is appearing now as a subject. The effects of COVID-19 on the financial performance of the company. Once you put that subject, then you will do your introduction. It must be brief. Then proceed to answer 1A, 1B, 1C. Remember to conclude. Do not sign the report, please. But there is a note. However, the examiner has confirmed that the report will take a memo form. So when he asks you to write a report or a memo, you will give us a memo. Am I loud and clear now?
Yes, sir.
So this assignment is about how to write a memo. And I've given you the template. So I'm expecting your memo before Friday, and it must be handwritten. Any questions? Any questions?
Maybe appreciation.
No.
Thank you. Any
Maybe
other? Loud? Otherwise, we are done. If you have a question, please ask. Someone wanted my address. Let me indicate it now. Any questions as I try to look for my, as I try to see what giving you my email? Any questions? Hello? Are we still there?
Yes, we are there.
Any questions? Any comment? Have
Question,
you been
sir.
repeated? Yes, you have a question?
Is the workbook free?
It is part of the school fees you pay. Never
Okay.
expect free things, madam. Those things don't happen. This is a professional paper. They shouldn't hear you mention that word. Once you pay school fees, the fees is inclusive. Am I loud and clear?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Next question.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Is it mandatory that like when I'm in Ushenyi and I pay, I have to go to Kampala for myself to pick those books, or I can send somebody to pick for me?
I've not heard you. Repeat.
The books,
Yes.
all the materials we shall use. For example, I'm in Ushenyi. After payments, is it a must that I myself I must reach the administration, or I can send somebody to collect books for me?
Yes, someone can come to pick, and someone can pick your books provided you give that person your receipt of payment. When you pay online or whatever, you'll be able to receive a receipt. Are you able to see my email address?
Yes, sir.
Okay. My telephone number. Next question. Otherwise, I'm done for today. Stephen, John Stephen, you have a question? Proceed. Stephen?
Please help clarify on the time. You said class starts at 6 and here the timetable shows 6:15.
Yes, day one. Ideally, the MAT timetable indicates class starts at 6:15. We shall be starting at 6:15, but I get seated by 6 in case someone has one or two questions and you're looking for clarity. But we shall be starting effectively at 6:15. Next question.
The study packs ready.
Yes, they are available.
Okay.
Next question. If there is no question, someone can give us a closing prayer.
How do we get the study packs?
You have to pay to MAT, and once you pay to MAT,
Yes.
you'll be able to get your study pack from MAT at the reception.
Okay. Okay.
If
Thank
you are
you.
far, you contact them. They will help you to put it on the bus.
Okay.
Because like this person who is in Bushenyi or the other person who is in Juba, MAT can
Okay.
help you and put it on the bus.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yes. Next question. Have you benefited from today? Today was like a curtain raiser. But one thing to carry forward, you need to download the past papers and their marking guides. You need to summarize question 1, question 2, question 3, etc. for 2025 and see what questions appeared. 3, I have taught you how to write a report and I've given homework on how to write a report. Next question. Next question. Someone is asking, Patience Virunji is asking, how do we hand in the work? On Friday, I will be at MAT. You can present your work to me in class, or you can scan and send a PDF. Next question. If not, can someone give closing remarks or a vote of thanks, and then we'll get a prayer and we go home? Who is doing that? Any comment or vote of thanks, then we get a prayer. Any vote of thanks or comment, and then closing prayer?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Hello, everyone. Thank you,
Hello.
Professor. Thank you, Professor, for taking us through and guiding us on the different things. And thank you, colleagues, for turning up and attending. I hope and believe that we have all learned and grasped, and we hope for the best. Thank you so much. Have a blessed evening.
Thank you. Closing prayer?
We can pray.
Go ahead.
We thank you, Lord, for today. We thank you for you have enabled us to attend this. We pray that whatever has been taught to us shall be grasped and shall be put into action. We believe and hope to pass, and we know we shall make it as MAT students. Let your will be done as we plan and look forward to starting our lectures. We pray that all shall go well, and we shall make it at the end of the day. Let your will be done. In your name we pray and believe.
Amen.
Amen.
Remember to submit your homework. Remember to submit your homework. We can go home.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Professor.
Welcome.
Yeah.